Good evening, everybody. I hope you all had a pretty good couple of weeks. There's our Mr. Chunk, who is feeling much better. Still a little stuffy, aren't you, Chunky Monkey? But doing better. And there's our Willow. Hello, Will. And Mr. Alex. And Mr. Pete. And here's one of our outside friends, Toes McGee. Say hello to everybody, Toes. Toes is sleepy. Toes is polydactyl. I call him Toes McGee because he's got like 7 or 8 toes on each foot. He's actually pretty cool. Can we see your feet, Toes? He's a good boy. Think he's an older guy. Let's just see your feet. Here's one of them. You see some extra stuff on the side. And you got another one with some extra feet. The front ones, I think, have more toes than the back. But Toes is a nice guy. Aren't you, buddy? You're a good kitty. And there's Mr. Felix, all curled up, sleepy. And Miss Katie on her blanket. And we're getting ready to turn out the lights for the evening. Aren't we, Will? Yeah. What do you think, Chunk? A chunky monkey. Extreme close-up. You're silly. I'll turn this backlight out. And there is Foo Finny, who's got a cold, but she's okay. And then we have, of course, Mr. Sylvester. I really got to shampoo these carpets because they're atrocious. What you doing, buddy? You okay? Yeah? Okay. And then we just wanted to take a quick minute to check on the feral kittens. So hang on a second. I'm going to pause this so I can get in and out without the camera going all wonky. Okay, here we are. Now we are checking in with the not-so-feral kittens. What are you doing? Huh? So there are 5 of them all together. So far, I know there are 3 boys, but I haven't seen the other 2 up close. I don't have names for anybody yet. I'm actually trying to get the shelter to take them because I've got my hands full with what I'm dealing with the adults. So I'm trying not to name them because I don't want to get too attached. You know what I'm saying? Because they need to go. Cute as you are, I've got 7 grown-ups that I need to figure out what I'm going to do with. And I don't need another 5 because I've already got my 6. And then add 7, and then add you 5, and I am up to my armpits in cats. Say, then I am up to my armpits in kitty cats. Which we're tired now. We don't want to raise kittens again. Right? Say, I know you're very sweet, and I'm sorry you wound up where you wound up. But it wasn't my fault. I think that might be our only girl, because she's very shy. And very cautious. And one thing I've noticed throughout everything, it's usually the ones that are extremely cautious are the girls. Because the boys, no offense boys, but you're kind of dumb. As soon as there's food involved, most boys are like, oh, okay, sure. But the girls are like, yeah, I don't think so, pal. But just in a few short weeks, they went from running constantly. As soon as I opened the door, they would all pile themselves behind my music there. And disappear. And now, this is where we are. And it's been just a few weeks. Ha. This is one of the boys. Yeah. Which I think, this one anyway, might have been one of Miss Honey, who was one of the outside strays. It might be her brood, but I don't know for sure. She was pregnant a long time ago, though. I would have expected these guys to be much older if they were hers. So, I don't know if somebody dumped them. Huh, buddy? I'm pretty sure this is another one of the boys. Yeah. Or what. But I'm trying to get the shelter to take them so I can finish what I'm trying to do with all the adults. But I have had some pretty good progress. You like my slipper, huh? I've got pretty good progress with the spaying and neutering of the outside adults. So I got 5 out of the 7 done. Just in the past, 3 weeks? 2 weeks, 3 weeks since I last did the video. Unfortunately, we did have one casualty. Miss Honey, who was the one I tried to spay, or have spayed, I should say, this past Wednesday. Did not survive the surgery, sadly. She made it through the surgery itself, but as she was coming out of the anesthesia, she started having some kind of breathing problems. And they said she just stopped breathing. So they're going to run some tests on her remains just to see if they could find out why, in case it's some kind of a genetic thing, so we know if we bring any of these guys in that they have to be extra cautious if they are hers. But so it was pretty sad and shocking, because in all the years I know it can happen, but in all the years I've been doing this, I never had a cat not survive the surgery. So she is the first, but it could have been 2. What do you think? It could have been that she was just so scared too that she might have had some kind of heart failure or something. I don't know, the poor thing. She was such a little bit of a thing. Anyway, so I felt kind of bad, but I couldn't have left her running the way she was, because she was out on the street with no home at all, and she would have just kept making kittens. So I had to do the spay and neuter thing, but unfortunately, it didn't work out for her, did it, buddy? So sadly, we have one more that has left us, but, it is what it is. You do the best you can. Sometimes unforeseen things happen. And you can't save the whole world, right, buddy? Right. Say we like to try, but we can't save the whole damn world, can't we? No, we can't. So instead, I've got to try to figure out what to do with these monsters. Huh? Which I'm pretty sure this is another one of the boys. I was thinking if I wind up having to name them, because sometimes the shelters require that. They want them to have some kind of name for identification purposes. So I thought about going down the Harry Potter list of all the students. I'll have to get my mother and my sister to help with that, because I'm not but so familiar. Like this little boy here, who is brave when it counts. I have a feeling he would be our Neville. Right, what was it, Neville Longbottom? I think that would be our Neville there. And then one of these guys here with the stripes would be Harry. And of course, the one that's his buddy would be Ron. And the one that I think is a little girl would be Hermione. And then we got one more boy we got to figure out. Maybe one of the Weasleys. Or maybe we'll just call him Weasley. I don't know. Maybe we'll call him George. I already had a cat named Fred, so Fred is out. Years and years and years ago. I don't want to film you because you're in your box right now. I don't want to be rude. You're very picturesque, though. How about you? So, I don't know. I thought about Harry Potter names, and I thought about maybe Jane Austen novels. Like go down the route of Sense and Sensibility. Where I could have Edward and Willoughby and Colonel Brandon, But I don't know. They look more like Harry Potter kittens to me. I don't know. They're all a bunch of Gryffindors, I think, running around. But we'll see. We'll see where we wind up with them. But it is my hope. What you got? They are completely trashing my room. I've had to move half of my books. They broke my dragon ornament that I had. I gotta glue that back together after they're gone. They've ripped the drywall paper off off the wall here that's with their nails. I don't know how the hell I'm going to fix that. I think I've come to the conclusion that when all this is over, what I think I might do is one room at a time. I might just rent a storage unit. I might just do the whole damn house, is rent a big storage unit for like a month and pack everything up in boxes and take it into the storage unit and just completely empty the house, the furniture, the boxes, everything. And go live with my mother with the cats that I do have, the inside ones that I'm keeping. Go live with my mother for a couple of weeks because she lives right around the corner. And just have the whole house just completely gutted and redone because between the browns of kittens over the years, this poor house is just trashed. It needs all new carpets, new padding from all the different potty accidents and the hairballs and the barf and the poop and the learning not to pee on the floor and the mess, right? Say the mess you guys make and the yuck that you create even though you're so cute. Yeah. This one's a purring one too. Yeah. I can't quite touch yet. If they come to me, they'll let me, some of them will let me pet them. But like these guys, they'll sit near me, is the point they're at now. But if I reach out to them, they're not having it. So it's not yet. Say not yet, right, buddy? It's a little too soon. A little too soon. Say we're working on it, though. We're working on it, aren't we? We're working on it. Extreme close-up. How about you? So that's where we are now. I'm going to see if I can hopefully get these guys into the shelter. Because they're young. They're cute. They got a good chance of having somebody be interested. They've never seen a camera, cell phones. They're just like, what's that? Huh? What's that, buddy? Your ears look reasonably good. I don't know, you probably got ear mites. In my whole life, I have never met a kitten that did not have worms and ear mites. It's like a given when they've been outside. You're going to have worms, you're going to have ear mites. Ha. Such a gentleman. This guy always crosses his paws like that when he's relaxing at a certain point. He sits down and he crosses his paws. Always the gentleman. So the one aspect that I am very lucky in is that all 5 of them seem to know how to use a litter box. Which is good. And they are at least at the point, like I said, that they come out. I can sit in the room with them now, where before they would have just been cowering in fear behind my stereo or something. And now they come out. Don't you, buddy? Now one ear looks pretty good. Yeah. It's my hand here. Can I put my hand there? Yeah. You can smack it. He doesn't have his claws out, which is nice. Yeah. These are exploratory skippity paps. Isn't that what that one guy calls it? That one guy that does all those funny voiceovers, right? He calls them skippity paps. Say that is an exploratory skippity pap. So far, he's made the most progress. Out of all of them, he's made the most progress. The others do pretty good. I already fed them today. They eat pretty much kitten chow, and they like the Friskies. Not the meaty bits, but the other one. Oh, it's gravy and chunks of meat, but it's not the meaty bits or too big pieces. They didn't like them. I think it's called fillets, prime fillets or something like that. I don't know. But they seem very happy with it. They're all big chicken fans. They're okay with tuna and whitefish and stuff, but these guys all happen to be pretty big chicken fans. And they have absolutely trashed all the toys that I had. Yeah, what'd you guys do? They have absolutely trashed everything. What do you think, sir? Excuse me, can I help you? Hmm? Can we pet you? Oh, we can. Okay, this is working. This is working. How's that? Yeah? Was that okay? Yeah? Okay, good. Thank you for letting me do that. Yeah? You want to try again? Not so much? Okay, that's all right. That was a good job, though. Good job. Yeah, good job. So, of course, I've removed anything of good value out of this room because they're pretty much everywhere in it. So I took my, laptop and all that kind of good stuff out of here so they can't destroy it. I had to move my internet modem because they kept unplugging it. Well, it was on a surge protector, so they were in there wrestling and stuff underneath the desk. Speaking of which, there they go running behind me. Wrestling underneath the desk and whatnot. They kept hitting the button that turned off the whole power strip. So I kept losing my internet. I'd be inside trying to do something out of the other room, and then all of a sudden it would tell me I had no Wi-Fi, and I was like, what the hell? And I went in there, and they turned the damn thing off again. That happened like 3 times, and I'm like, all right, screw that. So I moved them. See, but you guys have to go get, we got to figure out some place to put you. So I'm hoping the shelter will take you because you're cute and you should get adopted quickly because everybody loves cute kittens. If they refuse to take you still, which is the only reason you've been here as long as you've been here, is because they're full and they didn't have any room, quote unquote. Which is the only reason why you guys are even here. Because I had caught you with the intention of you going to the shelter the very next morning. And they didn't have any room. And unfortunately, we don't really have any no-kill shelters here where I live. So if they say they don't have any room, that's kind of bad news. I try to avoid that because that means if they take them, then either them or somebody else that's in the hot seat is going to be euthanized. And I don't want that to happen if I can avoid it. So we'll see what we can do. In the meantime, they're at least here. They're out of the cold. They're out of the wind. They're out of the rain. They're out of the snow. They're eating. They're all using litter boxes, which is good. They're better than the last round I had, where at least they all know how to do what they have to do. And what are you chewing on over there? Psst, psst, psst. I don't know what he's chewing on. Just make sure he's not taking apart a stuffed animal or something. Oh, no, he's not. I see what he's got. Never mind. I think he's chewing on a piece of food. But let's make sure, shall we? Are you all settling in for the night? Oh, hello there. Hello, Governor. Hey, what is it they say in Aop, right? Aop. What you doing? You guys are a bunch of kooks. See, somebody's gonna love you. You have to get out of my house. You're adorable, but I'm not doing this again. Not after what I just went through. Now, don't kill your brother. That's not nice. I just touched your tail. Yeah, he's chewing on food, is what he's got. You're working awful hard to chew on that food, buddy. Maybe your teeth are not as good as... Or he might have a piece of the other food that I had in here. I had run out of kitten chow, so I temporarily had to bring in a few pieces of cat chow just to tide them over till I got to the store. You are silly. You do kind of look like a Neville Longbottom, I think. Alright, well, it is getting late, and it is getting time for me to go to sleep. And all the outsiders are starting to come in at night now. So we've got all the mamas, Maggie and Phoebe, that were inside for the longest time with the last batch of kittens. They're starting to come back inside now because it's cold at night. And Miss Austen comes in from time to time, which is Maggie and Phoebe's mom. Which for her, I've been trying to catch Miss Austen for years. She doesn't fall for anything. Isn't that right? See, that's how we wound up with all these adorable little bastards that we wound up with, because we couldn't catch Miss Austen. And let that be a lesson to people that don't realize how fast they can breed. And Miss Austen was pretty much the one female that I couldn't catch to get spayed. And out of that came Alfie and Maggie and Phoebe and Felix. Actually, Felix that you saw out there is Phoebe and Maggie's older brother. He came from Miss Austen the year before when I couldn't catch her still. Right, so we had so many cats, and we don't know where you guys came from. Maybe you came from Miss Austen too, huh? No. I don't think so, though. She wasn't pregnant this year. I'm hoping maybe she finally wore herself out. Yeah. See, we're hoping she wore herself out now. She's a great-great-grandma. No more from Miss Austen. I know that doesn't happen with cats. They just keep going and going and going. They're like Energizer bunnies. Isn't that right? They are Energizer bunnies. This is another one that I'm pretty sure is a boy. Hi. How are you? They look very, very, very similar to each other. What you got? There's this one and this one. Look extremely similar to each other. Don't you? Where are you? Let me see you guys side by side. See, look. You guys look very similar to each other. You have more dark around your face than you do. Yeah, you do. And see, when I first saw him, I thought that he had, like, boogers on his nose or something like that. But the coloration around their nose, I thought they had snotty noses and stuff. But it's actually their coloring. They've got some light brown and almost not quite an orange, but it's like a light tan that comes out. And a few of them have it right around their muzzle, around their nose and everything. And so it looks like they've got filthy, dirty faces. And then you get up close and you realize it's the color of their fur. When I first got them, when they were little babies, I thought to myself, oh God, I'm going to have to put on like bite-proof gloves to clean their faces because they're all filthy. And then I picked them up to try to clean their faces, and I realized their faces were clean. That was just the color of their fur. Yeah, and now you're old enough, we got to get you flea medicine. Now that I can kind of sort of get close enough to you. Yeah. Now that I can get close enough to you. That's our stuffed animal. That's Brother Panther. Yeah. Old Brother Panther. That was a little stuffed animal I got at the Bronx Zoo when I was a kid. That's Brother Panther. Yeah, you guys like Brother Panther, right? You like playing with him. They snuggle up to him and they wrestle with him, and there's like he's another cat. They think he is. Maybe. They just like to play with him, huh? Say, I don't know, you and I think your brother. I'm pretty sure I got 4 boys and 1 girl, but I'm not 100% on that. So, this is what I hear all night long, is them running back and forth and ransacking the room. You'd be surprised what you learn to tune out when you're trying to sleep. It's like you hear a loud crash, and then you still hear running around. It's like, okay, I still hear 5 things running around. Nobody's dead. I'm going back to sleep. Right. Please don't eat the basket. Doofus. Probably got the big, I disconnected all the cables and everything so they don't electrocute themselves. Which, you know, that's a plus, right? So the one cable makes a nice banging sound when they smack it. So that's like the best toy ever right now. This guy's going up into his kitten cage. Here, this is where I put them when I first got them. Was in the kitten cage. And they were so tiny, they all wriggled right out the bottom. So now if I had to, I could put them in there, because they wouldn't wriggle out the bottom anymore. But then I feel kind of bad. He likes the hammock. A lot of times I come in and I see him sleeping up there. He plays on it and swings from it, and then eventually he goes to sleep in it. But they're big enough now, they won't wriggle out the bottom, so I know I could keep them in there. And save my room from being destroyed. But then I feel bad because they've had the run of this room the whole time, and then to have them cooped up in a little cage, especially with as big as they've gotten. You know, if there was 1 or 2 of them, that might not be such a big deal, but there's 5 of them. I'd hate to cram them all in that little cage and then leave them there. You know, that wouldn't be cool. So, let's just hope that the shelter has room for everybody. And that everything works out. We are saying, thank goodness that everybody knew how to use a litter box. That came naturally to everybody, so I didn't have to worry about that. You guys are crazy. I'm pretty sure those 2 are boys. Those are the 2 I get mixed up all the time because they look so much alike. They're the twins. They're like the terror twins, right? And then there's the one that I think is the little girl. And then obviously that boy. And then that boy in the kitten cage has more white on his face than the others do. But those 2 that were over there, the terror twins is what I call them. They're hard to tell apart when they get going. Because their markings look so similar. What are you doing? You're a kook. You guys are getting overtired now? Can I pet you? No? Okay. I'm back to being a scary person? Okay, then. Alright, guys. Well, so that's where we are with the kittens. Like I said, from the outsiders, unfortunately Miss Honey is gone, but she was number 5 out of 7 that we were taking care of. So we've just got 2 girls left to spay. One of them is Miss Alston, so I have no idea if I'm ever going to catch her. Oh, but bless her heart, she must be 7 or 8 years old by now, so she might not be. For an outside cat, you know, she gets regular meals, though, so it's not as bad as a typical feral. Outside feral cats, I think their lifespan is, you know, they're lucky if they make it to 5 years old. But she's had regular meals, and I let her come in when it's cold, so I'm hoping she'll live a good long life. But she just needs to live a good long life without having any more babies. Right, guys? Say no offense, you're cute and all, but you need to get the hell out of my house. Because I'm over it. What you got? There's the one with more white on the face. Pretty sure that's a boy, too. Okay, guys. All right. Well, I hope everybody has a good night. And I hope whatever you guys are going through, that things get better. And if they're already going pretty good, I hope they continue to do so. Here's hoping with the holidays and everything coming up that everything goes okay for everybody. And hopefully my Christmas present will be to get rid of these monkeys. Right, kids? That'll be my Christmas present, is your eviction notice. Bunch of sillies. You bunch of sillies. What a bunch of doofuses. Well, at any rate, I'm glad I was able to protect them for a while. Right, kiddo? Say, at least we could protect you for a little while. Hopefully you'll continue to go on and be protected and loved by somebody else. All right. Well, everybody have a good night and a good week. And I don't know if I'll be able to make another video before Thanksgiving because work has been absolutely unhinged lately. So, but if I don't, I hope everybody has a safe and happy Thanksgiving for those that celebrate it. So, okay, guys. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.